Spring practice is here, baby. Let's go. Welcome back to the Reefer Jack the Reefer, baby. I got another banger video for you guys today. Let's be special, baby. Let's be special. So Clemson Spring Ball has officially started, people. Today is the first day of practice. No more just looking at OTA videos, them doing paw drills, mat drills. No more none of that. It is time to put those helmets on. You put the shells on. Get a little action, get a little cutting, pass catching, throwing, get a little action going, and eventually lead up to putting the pads on, get a little popping going before the spring game. But today I wanted to cover the biggest questions for Clemson football this spring. So right off the bat, I wouldn't say the biggest. The biggest to me is the offensive line, but probably the most media-worthy headline that all the media is going to go to and cover, and it's because it's the juiciest, is what's the quarterback situation going to be? I mean, are we going to see DJ? Are we going to see Cade? I mean, the kind of questions that is, what will DJ look like? Apparently he's looked slimmer. He's lost some weight, cut down some weight, so he's going to be slimmer, faster, stronger. But will he be able to hold off an emerging freshman in Cade Klubnik, who's looking to kind of take that starting job? I mean, that's every college football player. They want to take that starting job. Regardless if they're a freshman, sophomore, junior. They want to battle and compete for that starting position. So will DJ be able to hold off Cade? Will this competition elevate DJ's play? Because DJ, I think he's got a good potential. I think we just need to build our offense around him, play to his strengths rather than try to fit him into the Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun Watson systems. That obviously did not work last year. But if we build our offense around his strengths, then I think he can absolutely excel. And will this kind of competition allow him to elevate his play, bring it to the next level? And then obviously, option number 3, will he hold off Cade? We'll see. I don't think that question's fully going to be answered until the season comes. When you think about Trevor Lawrence, Kelly Bryant, that question wasn't fully answered until we were a couple games into the season. Or, will Cade overtake him? That's kind of something that we're going to have to monitor with Spring Ball, kind of see how things play out, who looks better, who doesn't. Because, all the media members there, they're going to be micro-analyzing every throw. They're going to be, DJ was 8 for 10 today in practice, but Cade was 5 for 10 today in practice. It's going to be stuff like that. Much overanalyzation. Let's just see what they look like in the spring game. Let's see if they look like in fall camp next season. The biggest thing for me, as I said earlier, is what is this offensive line going to look like? Because Hunter Rayburn just found out that he had to medically retire recently from football, unfortunately. So, I wish him the best going forward in his career and life after football. Unfortunately, it's just kind of stinger in the neck. It just didn't go away, didn't resolve, and he had to retire, unfortunately. But also, Mason Trotter, we just found out today, is going to be away from the program for most of the season, if not the entirety of the season. Dabo wouldn't say why. We don't know what was going on with it, off the field, personal, academic. Maybe he wants to take a break from football, let his body recover. Dabo wouldn't really see what was going on, so we're not quite sure what exactly is going on. But, whatever he's got dealing with, I wish Mason Trotter the best. But both these guys were expected to be, competing for possible starting roles on the offensive line. If not starting roles, giving us depth on that offensive line that we could lean on if, somebody gets banged up, injuries happen, it's football. But especially Hunter Rayburn was really expected to be competing for one of those, probably the right guard spot or the center spot. So I think Marcus Tate's going to get that left guard spot locked up. He's had another off season in the program. He's going to get that left guard spot locked up. So what will the offensive line look like? We need a better play out of the offensive line. We need the running game to be better. We need to give whoever's playing quarterback, DJ, Cade, whoever, they need more time in that pocket, a cleaner pocket, keep them upright. And especially in the running game, too, create better running lanes. Because a lot of it, Will Shipley, very talented running back. But a lot of those holes, he kind of created himself. It was a little bit of him just wiggling, finding a little crease, and just hitting that sucker hard. There weren't any big lanes that I could drive an absolute truck through. That's what we need. I'm looking for an offensive line that's going to give my running back lanes I can drive a forward F-150 through. But with the offensive line, I'm interested to see, what Marcus Tate looks like now that he's had kind of an off season in the program again to kind of develop, get more familiar with the system, stronger, faster, all that. But also, the guy that I've been absolutely banging against the wall to get playing time, just absolutely banging. absolutely banging against the wall to get playing time is former 5-star recruit Tristan Lay. So he came into the program, and apparently he was a little undersized, not in terms of strength where they wanted him to be. But guess what? At the end of the day, he was a 5-star athlete and tested athletically as a 5-star in high school for a reason. We got to stick him in there, and we got to see what we got with him. I mean, at the end of the day, we need our best athletes on the offensive line. I know we're looking for the best 5 offensive linemen. I know we're looking for that. But sometimes, too, you need the best athletes on the field. And, personally, I'm not there every day, seeing the practice, seeing the weight room sessions. So, from the outside looking in, personally, I'm just going based off, athletic testing, especially athletic testing in high school, the big camps. Tristan Lay is one of our best athletically gifted linemen. Maybe he's not the strongest right now, but in terms of, footwork, quickness, he's up there with the best in the country. Let's see what he's got this summer. Let's see what he's got this fall. It's time, baby. So offensively, those are my big keys for this spring ball. But also, on the defensive side, I want to see who our defensive backs are going to be that step up. I mean, we lost both cornerbacks, both Booth and Goodrich, both going in the NFL, and I wish them the best. But also Nolan Turner, 6th-year Nolan Turner, no longer with the program. He's, obviously ran out of eligibility. So who are going to fill those voids in the secondary? Who's going to step up and say, hey, it's my time. This is my job, my role, and take extreme ownership of the position. Along with that, in general, who's going to be the leader on the defense? Because, obviously, no 6th-year Nolan Turner, no 6th-year James Skalski. Balen Spector's gone to the NFL. Brent, is over at Oklahoma. So, some of the main state guys that we've had on the defensive side of the football for, many years. Excuse me, I said not many, but, multiple years, the past couple years. They've moved on to the next phase of their life. So, it's time to see who's going to step up. Trenton Simpson, I need you to be a leader, baby. Levante Bentley, I need you to be a leader, baby. Trotter had an absolute beast of a bowl game. I expect him to have a huge spring, huge summer. I've been high on him always, but he had a big bowl game. I need him to be a leader. Bryan Bresee, Miles Murphy, you guys can step up on the defensive line. Andrew Mukba on the safety position. I need you guys to step up and say, hey, I'm going to take ownership of this defense. This is my defense. We are going to take extreme ownership and execute at a high level, and I'm going to hold the man next to me accountable to play at a high level. That's the kind of leader that we need to see who's going to emerge from the defense. It could even be, one of the defensive staff, one defensive coordinator. We'll see. But, that's kind of my primer for spring football this year. I'm excited to see how the development of the team progresses throughout the spring, who shines and who maybe needs to kind of develop a little bit more so they can excel in the summer and excel in that fall camp. But football is back, baby, and I am pumped. But that's all I've got for today, guys. As always, have a great day. Tell somebody you love them. Deuces.